Hello. Hi, Sam. Hi, Martha. Guess where I am today? Oh, it's a bit weird because the camera's like not in the right place, is it? Oh, look at my wig today. Hi, Hope. Oh, it's in my face a bit. It needs like a little brush or something, doesn't it? Can everybody hear me okay? Am I loud enough? We are doing something exciting. And this is the last time you'll see me happy for this live because I'm about to get into character and go mean. Okay, good. Everyone can hear. Am I looking good? Do I suit the white? You know, with hairdressers being closed throughout lockdown, my roots have really come through here, haven't they? I really need to get back. You know, all the curls have really gone wild. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Francis. Hi, Jess. Oh, everyone's here today. This is good. So, we all noticed where I am. Can you guess which classroom I'm in? So I think you've all probably guessed that I'm in school, but which class am I actually in? Any guesses? Hi, Sally. Anyone got any guesses where you think that I am? It'll be very quiet. Oh, yeah, it is. It's Miss Bell's room, so I'm in L8. Anything you want to see while I'm in here? Yes, you all know Jasmine. It's not Mrs. Park's room. L8 is my room today, and it's where I've been all week, actually. So, we'll wait for a couple more people to arrive, and then we shall get started. How many people are in school? I would say probably about 25-ish. But all of the teachers are in school this week, so we're kind of getting ready because some of the Year 6s are coming back next week. So there's lots of staff, not many kids, and it's so weird having empty classrooms. It's really, really bizarre. But what's quite good about it, I feel a bit silly sat here in my wig, is I've got my slippers in school. School's not that different. No, should I turn the camera around so you can see Miss Bell's classroom? See, look, it looks the same. Just all the chairs are up because we've obviously just been hoovered and stuff. But there's going to be no groups inside this room, so the desks haven't been moved around. But some of the other classrooms, like along the bottom, they've had some of their furniture moved around a little bit. I know, right, well, don't worry about someone walking in because Mrs. Crackett's in the room next door, and I told her to warn anyone if they were coming in, and I had to be happy to be on a YouTube live, that's all. But there's now like little yellow footprints all down the corridors to show people where 2 meters apart are, and like in some of the classrooms, the desks they move around. Hi, Thomas. Yeah, it is a little bit tricky, but people have been really, really good and really, really careful. So we'll make it work, right? And we'll see what we can do. So shall we begin? We shall begin. Unless you all just want to sit and have a chat with me in my gorgeous wig today. Totally your choice. No, let's start with the courtroom, I think. Get this show on the road because we've already had 4 minutes of me just chattering on. I kind of wish I could hear your voices coming back. It's nice when you type, but it would be even better if I could actually hear what you're saying. Shalom, 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 guys. Okay, so let's get into the Tudor courtroom. Most of you will have had this little, sorry, my hair was moving around a little bit. Ooh. Oh, hey, I could use this to do like an old granny scene, couldn't I? That'll be quite good. Hello, dear. Right, I really am rambling now. Okay, let's get into character. Wait, I'll do a spin round to get into character. Hello, and welcome to my courtroom. It is the Tudor times, and you have all been incredibly naughty. Now, let's find out what exactly you've been up to. So, let me see. Who on my list here of all of these crimes? I'm coming to you first, Thomas. It is you. I accuse you, Thomas. You are a rich noble, but you have got rich through devious manners. What you've done, Thomas, is you have been printing your own money. I can't believe it. Counterfeit money. So I find you, Thomas, guilty. And the punishment for you, beheading. Now, I do, Thomas, enjoy quite a good beheading, if I'm honest. I think some other people will too. And we'll really get the carnival atmosphere going for you. There'll be pie sellers. There'll be execution memorabilia. Perhaps your children could buy their own little mini axe to take home with them. We'll place the heads up on the spikes to warn the rest of these awful YouTube Live connectors that you should never produce counterfeit money, and to warn them off. So Thomas, that is you. Guilty of counterfeit money, beheaded is your sentence. Now, let me see, who's second on my list in the courtroom today? Where are you amongst that? Ha! It is you, Martha. I accuse you of being a gossip. I heard a rumour that you have been saying that other people have been stealing from the shop. Well, that child, little Timmy, that you said was stealing from the shop, he was merely going to pick up the bread that he'd paid for earlier, but didn't want to carry it home. So you're spreading vicious, vicious rumours. So what we're going to do with you, Martha, is we're going to put you in the Scold's Bridle. Now, what a Scold's Bridle is, it is a large piece of iron framework that goes around your head, almost like a big helmet that comes right down. And what it has is it has one piece of iron that goes into your mouth with razor sharp kind of lines on it. So every time you move that gossiping little tongue of yours, it'll slice it up. I sentence you, Martha, guilty to 1 week in the Scold's Bridle. Mother, there's no point saying no thank you. You're getting it, whether you like it or not, right? Sally, don't worry about the maths. The maths can wait. This here is law and order. We need to keep law and order on our streets, don't we? Right. Who's next up on my list? I've dealt with Martha. I've dealt with Thomas. And who is it next? Aha! I know exactly who it is. Jasmine, it's you. I know your type. I know what you've been up to, Jasmine. You have been trying to start a rebellion. You have been trying to fight against our king, and that is one of the biggest crimes you can commit here in the Tudor times, when the Tudors had YouTube Live and synthetic wigs. So there is only one witness to... Yes, Thomas, you're dead. You can't type. Stop typing, Thomas. You're getting beheaded. Although we could throw you in the tower for a little bit if you wanted, so you could watch the end of my video. I think they've got laptops in the tower, so you can stay for now. Now, let's get back to Jasmine and her rebellious ways. So what we're going to do is you... Have I said you're guilty with my sellotape of doom? Guilty. You are going to be hung, drawn, and quartered, Jasmine. So you're drawn behind a horse. We'll tie you by the ankles, drag you through town so you can be really shamed, tie you up so it's hard to breathe. Then we're going to split you in quarters so no one ever does it again. Okay, that's Jasmine dealt with. Oh, who's up next? Let me look through my awful crowd. I know. Now this one, she's been on my list for a little while now. I've had my suspicions about her. Yes, You, Francis, I have heard from a very reliable source what you've been up to. You should be scared, Francis, because I haven't been able to give anyone a misdemeanor for over 10 weeks now. So I am ready. I am ready to dish out the punishments, and you're on my list. Now, Francis, without trial, the sellotape of doom says guilty. Now, what you've done, you've murdered your husband, haven't you? We know about it. We know what you've been up to. So the punishment for you is going to be burnt at the stake. Now, you do have quite a few friends who also didn't really like your husband. Yeah, they didn't like him either. So what they're going to do when we take you to be burnt at the stake, they're going to try and pack underneath with some gunpowder, so that when I set you alight, you go faster and maybe even suffocate. Aren't your friends nice to you? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I know. It's been proven, Francis. So that's it. You're getting burned. A couple of people might put some gunpowder at your feet to try and get you suffocated quicker. Aren't you lucky? Right. On to my next victim. I mean, criminal, obviously. Let's see what the sellotape of doom says next. Yes, she has been exposed, Hope, hasn't she? Fully exposed for her ways. Right, now, this next one up is a bit of a stinker, if I'm honest. Now, my next isn't actually a punishment, you'll be pleased to know. The next thing on my list is I just want to extract a little bit of information. Oh, wait a minute, my wig's coming off. One moment. Okay, there we go. I'm attached again. I can feel the power again. So the next thing is I need to extract some information. Thomas, you're dead, remember? Yeah, you got that? So I've heard that there is somebody around here committing treason. That's against our king or queen. Now, if I know about someone committing treason, but I'm yet to have a witness, and I need a witness for the sellotape of doom to call it guilty. So, oh yeah, Thomas, sorry, you're in the tower. I forget. It's all going to my head. It's all going to my head today. So, Sam, I need you. You are going to be my witness. I don't actually care whether you've seen this person or not. But what I'm going to try and do first is I'm going to try and get the information out of you. So what I'm going to do, Sam, is I'm going to put you on something that we here in the crime and punishment business like to call the Spanish donkey. Now that sounds nice, doesn't it? A little ride on a Spanish donkey. Oh, images of beaches and cocktails and that type of thing. No, Spanish donkey is a little bit worse than that. So I wish I could show you a picture of it. Now, what we do is I take all your clothes off first. Then you sit yourself on a triangular horse-like material. But what I've done there is I've attached some nails into that horse, so maybe it's a little bit painful. Then I'm going to attach to your ankles some weights to really pull it down there to see if you're willing to squeal yes. Sam, are you willing yet, when I put you on that Spanish donkey, to tell me who it is, who's committing treason? You need to, otherwise I'm just going to attach more weights until you get ripped in half. And I mean, that would be a tragedy, but a tragedy that I'm willing to risk. So unless you squeal, I'm going to have to keep you on that Spanish donkey for a little bit longer. Anyone? Okay, I'm attaching more weights. Fine, Sam. You had your chance to tell me. It's Hope. Of course it is. Of course it is. I knew it was. That's all I needed to hear from you. That's fine. I'll take the weights off and get yourself dressed and off your pop. Perfect. Okay. So Hope has been committing treason. Okay, yeah, I got you. You've squealed. My torture method worked perfectly. Now, I'm not sure if I necessarily believe you. Okay, so let's move on for Hope. The sellotape of doom can instantly call Hope guilty. She has been clearly outed by all of the villagers. Everyone is screaming her names. So I think what we're going to do is we've saved something really special for Hope. Okay? So what we're going to do is we are actually going to put you on the rack, Hope. Now, it's not a drying rack, unfortunately. It's not a bike rack. It is my lovely device. So what it'll be, it's like a long, we'll call it a bed, if you may. And then we're going to attach up Hope. There's no point now trying to say you're not guilty. Clearly, if I read the messages, everyone in this courtroom agrees that it's you. So, Martha, you can't talk. We are going to attach her wrists and her ankles to either end. And then we're going to just gradually, I'm going to wind this thing that you can see right here that's attached to it to stretch her out. Now, I'll gradually just stretch it. At first, Hope, it'll just be uncomfortable, I think. And then the more I stretch it, the more painful it becomes. I'm not trying to make you taller here, Hope. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to get as much pain out of you before your imminent death. So, block your ears if you're a little bit squeamish here. So we're going to turn it round, and there might be dislocation of her wrists, her elbows, her shoulders, and you'll hear the popping of that dislocation, the snapping of the muscles, and even towards the end, the ripping of her limbs apart. So I don't think, Hope, tragically, that you would survive the rack, but Sam told me that you were guilty when he was on the Spanish donkey, so there's only one thing for it. Guilty. Okay, who's next up here? Now, let me see. Who have I got left to dispose of? Ah, brilliant. Sally. Just the person. I've been looking for you everywhere, Sally. You've been missing. Where have you been? You've been sneaking in and out of here. When I've got no idea where you've been. So, Sally, you are up next. I accuse you, Sally, of stealing bread. I've seen you around this place on the floor looking for food, wanting things. Yes, I know you. And then you were seen. Now, it's a slightly unreliable source. It was Martha who told me that it was you who was stealing, but I'm in the mood for punishment, so what can I say? So what your punishment is the pillory, Sally. So what we're going to do is T-box shape of wood with holes for your hands. Now, what I really like about this one, Sally, is that we get to put you in the middle of the market to be public shamed. Guys, whatever you like, you can throw it at. I've got some rotten eggs back at mine. Shall I go and get those? Can pelt them at her. Anyone got a cabbage lying around? Any vegetables that you don't really want anymore that have gone nice and rotten and fetid? We can throw those at her. So, Sally, in the pillory, thank you very much. Since you were so hungry and stealing bread, let's throw everything else. What type of bread was it? It was a sourdough. She stole a sourdough loaf. Okay, that's what it was, sourdough loaf. Super. Right, we are on to our. Martha told me before I got here. She wrote it down. She wrote it down for me. You see, she still had use of her hands. I trust her, but she just says a lot of things, doesn't she? Okay, we have 2 crimes left for today's crime and punishment session. So through a piggy bank, Thomas. That's random. Right. So my next one. Who do I accuse? Aha! I accuse you, Jess. The sellotape of doom, Jess, calls guilty. Now, what you're guilty of, actually, is attempted murder. Now, this is what's more worrying about it, Jess. You didn't even succeed. You didn't manage to kill that person who you wanted to kill. So, yours is a really, really awful punishment, if I'm honest. Now, I get to have a little bit of choice here, which I do really like, and we've got some time to think about this. What you're going to do is you're going to get boiled alive. But we've got a little bit of flexibility as to what we boil you alive in. So we could, Jess, it's up to you, for this attempted murder of your best friend, might I add. This is your best friend that you tried to murder. Now, we can boil you alive in water, that's fine, cook you up, or we could boil you in oil if you wanted to be deep fried, I suppose. Or we could boil you in a mixture. We could make Jess soup, couldn't we? That would be nice. So I think I'm quite happy to have deep fried Jess for my tea tonight. I'm not actually going to eat her. That's it for attempted murder, Jess. I call you guilty. Oh, and I've just dropped the sellotape of doom on the floor. I'm not going to get through this last one without the sellotape of doom. Oh, tar would have been good as well. A real sticky mess for Jess, sorry. But I've settled on oil for now, so it's deep fried. Okay. And today's final crime, because it's been a busy courtroom today, hasn't it? We've had all sorts of rascals and scallywags through here today. So my final crime, there's actually quite a few of you on this list, unfortunately. So who hasn't been accused? Who's still alive? Who have I still got alive in my courtroom today? No, Hope's gone, Martha's had something, Jess is gone, Thomas is gone, Sam's gone. Have I got anyone left? Leon, I don't know you, but you can be up for the next one. You've committed a crime, yeah, coming into our village. Who else have I got who hasn't been accused of anyone yet? Okay. There must be a little bit of a lag on the chat because you're all a bit slow answering me. Right, it might just be Leon then who's up for the next crime if I've got no one else there. Anybody else who's not commenting, it's you too, I know it was. Now, the lot of you, Leon's just for that. Well, then he definitely needs to be accused of a crime. Maybe it was him you were trying to murder, you never know. Yes, okay, Sam, you're accused of it as well. You're two up. You're a scallywag. Right, so the final crime. The lot of you, every single one of you that's still got limbs are accused of being drunk and disorderly in the street. Now, this is a shameful crime during Tudor times. You've got no control of yourselves whatsoever. You were spotted coming out of the Tudor Arms at about 11:30. Yes, Sally, you're in as well. After you've been in the pillory, you can be drunk and disorderly as well. In fact, Sally, that suits you, doesn't it? So we were coming out of the Tudor Arms late last night, causing an absolute scene. You were singing and you were doing all sorts. And I heard a rumour that you actually vandalised one of the fences as well. You tipped over into it and splattered it down. So your punishment, the lot of you, I find you all guilty of being drunk and disorderly. Then you've got to put the drunkard's cloak on, and I sentence it for 2 weeks. So the drunkard's cloak is a barrel, and in the barrel there's going to be 2 holes for your arms and 2 holes for your legs, but no holes for anything else that you need to come out of the barrel. So you're keeping it on for 2 whole weeks. Anything that you need to do in those 2 weeks, you're doing it in a barrel. You sleep in the barrel, you eat in the barrel, and you poop in the barrel, okay? And that's it. Hopefully, you won't ever be drunk and disorderly in the street again. Now, that brings us to the end of today's Tudor courtroom. So shall I turn around and be Mrs. Brown again? Oh God! Look, my fringe didn't survive underneath the wig, did it? That didn't really go very well. I have to redo that one. So hopefully everyone's all right. Everyone's just about survived our courtroom and enjoyed yourselves. I'm hoping it won't be long until some of you can start to maybe come back in. I don't know what the plan is, but it would be nice, wouldn't it? I don't know if you're all missing being in school or enjoying being at home or kind of how you're feeling, that kind of thing. But the Tudor courtroom was fun. And doing it live from school was all right as well. It worked out okay, didn't it? Okay, guys. So I'm going to say ciao for now. 10 minutes till lunchtime. Hopefully we've got something nice planned and everyone's busy doing all of their work, might I add. Yeah, I'm missing friends too. Sorry, it's hard, isn't it? It's nice to be able to see each other and talk face to face. Jess, you're bored? Get some work done then. I've risen from the dead, hope, or risen. One of the two. Okay, and I will see you all soon. Bye.